This is the DivaKnitz Podcast. It's a little early in the morning, so my voice is a little low. But I'm still a soprano. And I have tea, luckily. My name is Alicia, and I am DivaKnitz on Instagram, DivaKnitz on Ravelry, DivaKnitz on Etsy. Nothing in my shop, don't look. Welcome. This is episode 4. Wow, episode 4. That's a lot. So, thank you so much to all of the subscribers, the returning subscribers. I call you now my little divas. Thank you, my fabulous divas, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. And shout out to Opera Joe. Hi, Opera Joe. She's my homegirl, so, you know. And what else? Hi to any new viewers. Sorry, I'm a little not awake yet to do this, but I did put on makeup, and that's a start. What am I drinking? I am drinking green tea. It's Yogi in my happy face mug. He's winking here, and he's smiling here. I love him. He's cute, isn't he? So he's one of my favorite mugs. Green tea, little caffeine. Haven't drinking much of it yet. Probably should. So, who else to thank? Oh, I want to thank Tracy of Bags She Built. Hi, Tracy. Tracy was so kind. Last week, she sent me a message, and she had asked if she could donate one of her project bags to the podcast for the next giveaway. And the next giveaway will be sometime soon. I'm still in the works of trying to think up a knit along. And Opera Joe and I, Joanna, have been talking a little bit about what to do. We'd like to do something together. So I have an idea, but I don't want to say it yet because it's still in the works. But hopefully Tracy's bag will be for that giveaway. So it'll be a knit along. Keep your ears open, eyes peeled to Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, everybody. I'm on there all the time. All of my knitting goes there. So just DivaKnitz on Instagram. And you know, it's funny. I got requested, this is like geek right here, Geek 101, but I was requested to be followed by Debbie Reese. What? Like, she's like a knitting podcast superstar who I love. And by Jilly, Vegan Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick, another knitting podcast superstar. So amazed. I'm just amazed that these two ladies actually requested to follow me. They could have just said, who's she? She looks interesting. Okay. But really, they were so nice. So thank you, ladies. Thank you. So yeah, so keep your ears peeled for the giveaway and the knit along on Instagram. And spread the word about the podcast. Hopefully more people will watch. All of you guys have been great. I think I'm up to 32 subscribers. So thank you, my little divas. Thank you. So yeah, and what else? Let's just go right into the enabler alert. Enabler alert! So these are my acquisitions. Last week I was talking about my Madeline Tosh Mad Color of the Month Club sock yarn that was shipped, and I hadn't gotten it yet. Alas, it is here, and it's fabulous. It is Madeline Tosh Euro Sock. So it's 100% superwash merino. And this is the color Surf. Look at that, you guys. Look! Little speckles of dark gray, dark purple, and then those like seafoam greens. Oh, and it's squishy. So I don't know what this is going to be, but the FO that I'm wearing, I'll show in a minute, I have some leftover yarn, And voila, looks very good together. Don't know what it's going to be. That's a cat in the background, by the way. He's going crazy. So I'm thinking this would look really good together. Maybe with like a gray or a purple. Thinking a gray. But that was my big one for the week that I received. I purchased, I was so lucky, so lucky, to be able to get I think it's a new colorway. It may not be new. Lauren, you can let me know if it's not. Lauren of Lolo Did It. I went on her Etsy shop the other day when she had an update, and I bought one skein of I Love Rock and Roll, which I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. If you follow her on Instagram, which you should, because it's wonderful yarn eye candy, or as we call it, yarn porn. Cat in the background, he's going crazy. I don't know what's wrong with him. It must be the morning. I don't know. Maybe cats go crazy in the morning. So I did get one of those. I was very lucky to get one of Lolo Did It, and it's on its way, and it should be here tomorrow. So that was my stress purchase of the week. Don't tell my husband. Yeah, okay. So that was it for that. But I do know, everybody, that I don't really want to tell everybody because not that everybody doesn't already know, but it's gonna be like war battle to try to get some of the legacy Fiber Arts yarn and on their update on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So for me in Central time, it's 9 a.m. So I'm gonna go on secretly and try to snag at least one skein of something. I don't even care what colorway at this point. I just want one of theirs because they're all so gorgeous. So check out theirs, their shop update on Etsy too. So Legacy Fiber Arts with Sue and Chelsea. Okay. So those are the enablers. And guys, FOs. I got a really big one. A really big one. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this off my needles. I mean, I started this Sugar Plum shawl with different colors, if you remember last week's frogging episode. I started this on July 7th. What's today? Today is August 24th, 2016. It took me about almost 2 months, just shy of 2 months to finish the shawl because of my color choices. But now, I finished it last night. I blocked it last night. I was up all night trying to finish this guy. And look, this is the large. It is gorgeous. Mina, you're amazing. It's so beautiful. The lace work is killer, but if you stick with it, it's just gorgeous, especially after you block it, because it doesn't look like this when it comes off the needles. But once you block that lace, look at how gorgeous it is. I mean, it's stunning. So really beautiful pattern, Mina Phillip of the Knitting Expat. And so this yarn, just to review, this is my Madeline Tosh button jar. What? I tell you, it's too early. Caffeine. Button jar blue, Madeline Tosh is the top bright blue color, and that's 100% superwash merino. And I believe it's single ply. Very soft, and I just love the colors together. And then I just did some stripes, okay, and then added the Cascade blue, which is, I can't remember what the colorway is, just a number. Let's see. This is Cascade Heritage Sock Yarn, 75/25 superwash merino nylon. And the colorway is just color number 5655. So I got this one in Seneca Falls when I went to Heartfelt Yarns and Fibers with Patty, who I love. Love Patty Henley, she's amazing. Okay, so here's this. I love it. And it took about, I did the large size, so this was 52 yards. I probably used 50. 52 yards? I think the unicorn tails, I think they're 52 yards. And then I used an entire 100 grams of this blue, the Cascade. So I used probably, and then another half of a skein. So I probably used at least total maybe 700, 800 yards, probably 800 yards to make the large. And I used US 5 needles. When I got to the lace pattern, I was using needles, I was actually using Susan Bates needles, just circular US 5, and they are just so blunt that I could not, I was ready to just rip this out. I was so frustrated. I could not get the lace to work. And it slowed me down so much. So I actually have some interchangeable needles, and they're just needle, I can't remember what they're called. They're, it's just a set. And so I switched out my needles because they were pointier to another US 5, and those are way pointier. And if any of you follow me on Instagram, I had a moment where I was like, I must have high sharps in my life. So that's the next purchase of needles is high sharps. I may just get an entire collection, interchangeables, because I need some sharp needles. But yeah, it's done, guys. Other than that, I'm just so happy with it. It feels so good. So I'll be wearing it all day. Yeah. So anyway, that's my big FO. That's my big FO. And I wanted to show you another FO I finished a long time ago. I'm gonna put my yarn stash up here. This is a crocheted FO, guys. This guy, there are better pictures of him on my Ravelry project page. And I can't remember the pattern. The pattern is on there. I will definitely insert the pattern because it's a free pattern, I believe. I want to say it's like Funky Pigs or something, but really fun. And I love stuffies. I just do. Who doesn't? Come on. I'm 34, and yes, I love stuffies. It's just my life. I don't have kids yet, you know, hopefully soon. But when I have kids, oh, they're going to get so many handmade stuffies. It's going to be crazy. So this guy, he's worn, okay, because he's a little old, but I wanted to show him anyway because he's one of my favorite FOs. He sleeps in the bed with us. Me and my husband, my poor husband. He must think I'm like a 5-year-old. I don't know. This is Pig. See, he's a little worn, but I made Pig. His tail's falling off. You know, he looked way better when he was first finished, but I'll put pictures in here. But yeah, this is Pig. He's cute. This is just old yarn I had. I just used scraps. I think this was like a cotton yarn from a baby blanket, and I should probably wash him, and then I just used some black for his little feet, and I made him a sweater, and it sort of feels like suede. You know, it's very soft or velvety. So that's Pig. He's cute. So, all right, whips. I only have 2. Yeah, and they're both socks. And the one sock that I was working on, I didn't work on very much. I think I did 2 rows because I was trying to finish this, and I finished this in time to add it to the Sugar Plum knit along on Mina's Ravelry group. So hopefully, maybe I'll win a prize. Who knows? But there's only 18 FOs right now, and that, actually I think 19 now that mine's in there, but I was surprised there weren't more, but maybe I'll win something. Better chance for me. So these are my Madeline Tosh Video Baby vanilla socks. And eventually, once I get to the heel, I'll do a Fish Lips Kiss heel, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm glad though that I just have socks right now to work on, because starting tomorrow, things are going to start to get a little crazy. So school as in college, will start on Monday. And I am now an adjunct professor of voice at Charlotte State University. Yay! And my husband's an adjunct in low brass there now. So we have a big meeting to go to tomorrow. So Tarleton is about 2 hours away from where we are. So we have to drive down there tomorrow, and it's a beautiful drive. It's great. So my husband's gonna drive, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna knit. And yes, so I'm gonna hopefully knit these socks, and yeah, I started some blueberry waffle socks because everybody's doing blueberry waffles. And you guys, if you don't make a pair of blueberry waffle socks, you should. This is the best pattern ever. I had to figure out how many stitches I needed, because the pattern by Sandy Turner, sorry, it's like sort of, it's free, okay? Just search it on Ravelry, and then it'll give you a link to another website, and you can just print it off. I am only using the waffle pattern from her pattern, because I'm not this is a cuff down, I believe, pattern, and I have never knit a cuff down sock. I've learned toe up, and so that's what I've been doing. So I just started toe up, and I thought, well, hopefully, she says to cast on 52 stitches, and this is a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. And I thought, well, maybe that's gonna be too small or too big. So I just did it the way, you know, I got to 52 stitches, I cast on my toe, and then, first time I cast on my toe, this is funny, I cast on just a little too many stitches for the toe, and then it was like a square foot. It was like Frankenstein. So I had to rip that out and start over on my toe. And now it looks much better. So here it is. And if you'll recognize this yarn, I don't know if you recognize this. This was from a frogging incident that happened last week on the podcast, 2 weeks ago. Whenever I frogged my first and second attempt at the sugar plum shawl, this is what it became. So this is my frolicking feet that I didn't know what I was going to do with, make some socks. I'm making socks now. So I think it looks pretty darn beautiful with this blueberry waffle pattern. And it's really got a lot of give to it. Like, it's really sort of stretchy. So at first I looked at this and I thought, that's not going to fit on my fat foot. Oh, it does. It does really well. So I'm very excited. These knit up so fast. I mean, this is like, I think I posted a picture of my toe on Instagram, and I've done all this just to take breaks. This was like taking a break from the lace patterns of this sugar plum shawl, because long rows of lace patterns, and I got to the point where I was gripping my needles so hard that all of my fingers were going numb. And I thought, no, I must finish. I must finish. I must finish. Ah. So when your hands are so numb, but you still want to knit, you knit socks. So this was my kind of knitting. My sigh, I need something knitting. My cats are going crazy. Maybe I should show you. They play in boxes. They're crazy. Anyway. So yeah, so those are my blueberry waffle socks and my Madeline Tosh socks. And that's all I have. That's really all I have. I talked about my yarn wish list last week. One we can check off. Lolo did it. Check and done. Project bag wish list. I'm still waiting to get some funds in so that I can go purchase maybe an awesome granny bag or Banna and Bean. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to purchase them. I'm thinking about a shawl pattern. I actually have some notes about a shawl design that I want to do, and I may try that, but I don't know what yarn to use, and I really want to do some brioche. I'm really wanting to try some 2-color brioche. I've done brioche before, but never 2-color brioche, and so I want to try the sizzle pot, but I think I gotta wait to do the sizzle pot pattern before I just jump right into that with 2-color brioche, because that looks sort of intense. Very beautiful though. So I think what I'm going to do, there's another, I found another pattern, I want to say by Andrea Maury. I can't remember what it's called, but it was such a pretty brioche shawl, and it looked pretty easy to do, just to get your, get your rhythm into brioche, and you can do 2-color brioche. And I also thought about doing the Excuse Me shawl by Stephen West. I've only done one Stephen West pattern before, and it was the Boneyard shawl, and I actually made 3 of them, which I have to block them. They're somewhere, but and that was when he was, in the beginning stages of being a designer. So that's sort of, it's a triangular shaped, and it's pretty straightforward. So some of the newer patterns, I'm a little worried that I think I could do it, but I don't think it's going to be mindless knitting. I think it's going to have to be the kind of knitting that you're really focused on. And at the moment, I may just need mindless, like socks everywhere. I couldn't believe I just cast on another pair of socks without finishing these, because usually I want to finish my socks so I can wear them. Not that I'm wearing socks right now in Texas, but I have to say it's not so hot anymore. It's really nice. Well, nicer. I am a New Yorker. I would rather it be 70 and, 50s in the night, 40s in the evenings, snow, whatever. So, guys, I don't have much more. Oh, I don't know if you remember my wish, my dream to start a proper cozy memories blanket. Yeah, I had a dream. I had a dream to cast on all of the stitches onto this needle. Have I done that? No. Nope, I didn't. So this is a goal. Okay? I need to be more goal-oriented with my knitting, like I am with my singing. Even with my singing, this past week was the first week that I have practiced since, I practiced in June for some gigs that I had to practice for, but this was the first time I really wanted to practice. I'll be giving a faculty recital in the fall at some point. And I actually had some motivation. Since finishing my degree, I haven't had the motivation. Just because, you push so hard for 3 years, I did so many recitals within the past 3 years, and I'm like, oh, I have to plan another one. Okay. But now I actually feel like I've relaxed enough this summer that I can get back into it and have some good goals again. And along with my knitting, my knitting goals of casting on all of my stitches, I have some goals that are not too overwhelming. I get overwhelmed easily these days. That's why we have our knitting. But I am hoping to do some more recitals this coming semester. Just have to find the music to sing. And yeah, and trying to get some articles published and build up my CV so that I can get a full-time faculty position. So my husband and I are in the same boat, and so yeah, it's hard being a musician, guys. Even if you're in academia, it's still hard, you know? So, but I think it's hard in this economy anyway, but we won't get into that. So, knitting, finishing the projects. I finished one. So, maybe I'll have a finished sock. Maybe I'll have a hoe next week. Maybe a hoe. What else? I don't have many project notes this week, guys. I just have a couple. But I was watching Jacqueline of the Brooklyn Knit Folk, and I really love her. I really do. She is very introspective, and I really enjoy that. She started talking about a friend that was feeling sort of, you know, not so confident in trying something new, and I don't know if it was like a podcast or maybe trying to hand dye yarns. And the person had said that, you know, everybody's doing it right now. Why would I be any different? Why should I do it? Because everybody's doing it, you know. And Jacqueline's comment was, yes, you should do it because everybody's different, and, you know, everybody can do whatever they want. You know, it doesn't matter how many people are already out there doing it. You know, I mean, look at, you know, Sue and Chelsea starting up their hand dyeing. There's a lot of hand dyers out there. Every single one of them are different. Every single one of them are different. It's me starting a podcast. Why would I start a podcast when there are thousands of podcasts, it seems like, on knitting? Well, here's the thing is I thought about that, and then I said, you know, no, I want to be involved. I want to be with everybody else, and I want to be part of the community. So this community, I think, is so encouraging that no matter what you want to do, whether you want to design patterns or hand dye yarn or start a podcast, you should do it. We're all pretty encouraging, non-judgmental people, I think, in our community, and that's why I love it. So that's part of the reason why I want to start to try to hand dye eventually, and why I want to write patterns. You know, I'm trying my hat out at designing a pattern, and it's okay. There are a lot of patterns out there, but everybody is so encouraging of one another that I know at least one person will do my pattern, you know, or at least 32 of my fabulous divas will watch my podcast, right? So I second what Jacqueline said. Everybody can do it. This is the way I teach my students too. If you want to do something, yeah, you may have to work hard at it, but you can do it. You know, my mother always told me, you can do whatever you want as long as you work hard at it. Okay, so there's my spiel. Okay, the other thing, I started watching Jenny of the Lone Larch podcast. She's awesome. I had seen her on the Grocery Girls podcast. They were with Marsha, and Scylla, who also started following me on Instagram. Thank you, ladies. And Jenny is so much fun. Jenny, you're great. You are just so much fun. And she reminds me a lot of my husband's trombone teacher, Jan. She's just great. So you guys are so similar. Just really, really cool people. And so Jenny was talking about her social anxiety and podcasting. And I totally feel ya. And, you know, I think a lot of us in this community, we're all very, very similar. And after watching Jenny's podcast, I thought, man, we are all the same people. We are all connected because, yes, knitting connects us. But I think the reason knitting connects us is because we all go to knitting for a lot of the same reasons. You know, we need this in our lives. You know, I talked about it a little bit last week that I need knitting in my life because it calms me down. It makes me, makes my brain focus on something other than worry. or you know what I mean? So I really think she did really well at talking about social anxiety and overcoming social anxiety. She was talking about when she was, you know, she would usually be nervous to meet new people. And she wasn't when she met Jody and Tracy and Marcia and Scylla. And, you know, I get that way sometimes too. I have to, you know, there's times you have to put on the soprano face, you know, you put on that professional, okay. But, you know, there are times I just would like to sit in a corner with my yarn because my yarn is just yarn, you know? It's not people. So, I don't know. I thought she did very well at speaking about social anxiety and overcoming it. And well done, Jenny. Well done, girl. So, you guys, I think that's it. Now that I'm done with my, one more thing. Now that I'm done with my sugar plum shawl, I have more time to look at this. I got a used book at a local used book store called Recycled Books in Dayton. Amazing store. And it's in the old Opera House on the square, so I love it. But it's the Big Book of Knitting. And I believe it was originally published in Germany. So a lot of this stuff, it has been translated into English, and I mean, it's a great book, and it's pretty, I don't think it's new at all. It was first published in 2001. No, 96 in Germany, and then in New York, it was published in 2001 in English. So, but it's just great. It's got basic techniques, details for crocheted edges or hems and ribbing, buttonholes, how to finish, how to block, special techniques like they call brioche shaker knitting. And if someone could explain that to me, I would love that, because I know it's brioche that they're talking about, but they call it shaker knitting. And I'm not sure if that's like a translation thing or if I just don't know the history of brioche. Anyway, but it's great, and I have been sort of looking through it, but because I was trying to finish the shawl, I didn't have enough time. So this is one of those books that I'm starting to read through. And, you know, a lot of it I know, but some of it, you know, I just want to try things, you know. So, and I had this other thought that it's not going to happen anytime soon, but I had a thought that I wanted to start work on the master hand knitting course, I guess. It's through the Knitting Guild. And I don't know if anybody has ever done it, please send me a message and let me know how much work and how hard and what kind of things you do. I'm assuming, you know, it's pretty difficult. But I think this is really just a life goal that I would really like to get through that program and become a master knitter. As of right now, I'm not, but I think it'd be a good goal to have. And I know you can join the Knitting Guild for $25. I don't know what the master knitter course, if there's extra money that you pay for that. I was looking online, but I didn't find too much. And I know they have a Ravelry group that I could probably just ask somebody, but if anybody knows, let me know. That's another goal. That's a goal in my lifetime. So, yeah, I finished a doctorate, then I'm going to become a master knitter. Maybe I should slow down, yeah, and just work. That's what I think I should do. And sing, and plan a recital. So, okay, guys, let's go finish some things. Let's cast on and finish. Okay? Thank you, all my divas, for watching. I love you all. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Ravelry. Come join the Ravelry group. We have a Ravelry group. Come join the Ravelry group. I only have 11 in there so far. Come join. I'm going to post things once I have this knit along set. I will post a thread for the knit along and let you guys know when it is, and I'll put things up on Instagram as well. So, all right. As Sue and Chelsea say, needles up. I need a tagline. I don't have one. I'll borrow theirs for now, but let's go finish things. Yeah, and cast on. Finish, cast on. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a great week.